Princess Chrissy here. I just finished the Roger Stone video. It was getting very hot, so I thought I'd take the jumper off and stuff. And yeah, and Cameo and I had a very deep discussion, and she decided she was going to sit in the front room with her dad, and her dad decided he was going to let her. Otherwise, yeah, he'd be in big trouble with Mum. She does that when I'm reading against some not very nice people. I'm not a psychic, I'm not a medium, not a sensitive, I'm intuitive, but yeah, just so I don't delve into their energies, which thank heavens. I really feel for people who do. But anyway, what I'm going to read on now is public hearings start this coming week. So I'm going to look at the first week only, okay? Because I feel that each week is going to be very distinct from the other. There's not going to be more of this. There might be the first couple of weeks might be more of the same, but the last couple I think are going to be, very interesting. So we're going to do it on a week by week basis. So week 1 of the public impeachment hearings. What is going to go on there? What's going to happen there? And I think I'll do a full Celtic cross with the word of warning, word of solace, which is from Tarot's Apprentice. If you haven't checked him out, please do. He's got a wonderful sense of humour. Also Jen Lynn is really great, and so many. Linda G, Lena Rodriguez, Kirsten Langton. Thank you, she got me into this. Yeah, and Psychic Violator, of course. Those of you who do watch her and don't know, her husband has been diagnosed with cancer, so he's undergoing treatment. Linda G said the other day that he had come through his surgery well, and so please send all loving and healing energy, not just to him, but to anybody who's suffering from such illnesses, such as cancer, other debilitating illnesses. There's multiple sclerosis, there's dementia, there's so many. There's so many illnesses that just cripple cripple people. Okay, so please send loving and healing energy to all of that. Anyway, so we're going to look at the first week of the hearings. 4 of Cups is on the bottom. Some of us, I think, are going to be a little bit dissatisfied with what we hear. We're not going to hear the explosive stuff we want to hear. Maybe just confirmation of what we've already learnt that has come out from the transcripts of the closed hearings. So card 1 with the hearings. Strength. It's going to strengthen the case, definitely. It might not be anything new or anything startling, but it's going to add to the strength of the case. What's the challenge? 3 of Cups. People who just won't shut up. Republicans especially coming out and yapping their big mouths off. I once, it's 3 of Cups for like and Rudy Giuliani for drunk uncle. And I think, you know how the drunk uncle's always the person who has too much to drink and blurts out inconvenient things at times. I think we're going to see a few Republicans doing this, in blurting out inconvenient things to try and divert. So that's going to be a challenge, because they're going to try and do that. They know they don't really have a defence, so they're going to try and divert by blurting out stupid things. Oh, by the way, Senator John Kennedy and his remark about Nancy Pelosi, Jesus, I've got an undergraduate and 2 master's degrees, and I wish I was that dumb. If Nancy Pelosi is that dumb, I wish I was that dumb, because I think the woman is brilliant. I might not, if I was over there, always agree with the way she thinks, but she's brilliant. She's no way she's dumb. Okay, so yeah, and if you're one of the people who believe all the things that Republicans say, this isn't the channel for you. Okay, I do try to be even-handed and objective, but you know, it's not the channel for you. Anyway, at the focus of the hearings is 5 of Wands, conflict. Donald Trump took advantage of a conflict between two, or tried to take advantage of a conflict between two foreign powers, a conflict that the US has really no part in, apart from providing aid to one of the sides. He tried to take that conflict and use it to his own political gain. And in doing so, he endangered the national security of the US. That's not the only thing he's done that with, of course, with the troop withdrawal, but that's a different matter. Now, in the recent past with the public hearings, well, of course, witnesses have been behind closed doors, hidden away. Now they have to come out into the public light, except, of course, for the whistleblowers who, to my mind, should not have to come out and put themselves in public. They should always be heard behind closed doors if they want to give testimony in person. But in this case, I'd go for written answers, because they say you can't rely on half the people who were behind those closed doors keeping that information secret, even though they could go to jail for revealing it. But this one is witnesses who have only been heard behind closed doors and in private are now going to step into the public, into the light, and tell what they know. And this is going to start this week. Okay. Witnesses who have been shadowy and in the background are going to step into the light. At the present, this is a Sunday over here in Australia. It's Sunday the 10th of November. Page of Pentacles. People on the committees, Democratic senators, they're getting news about money and shifts in money, and they're just receiving new news. And this is also a card of news about opportunities. Maybe the opportunity, new witnesses have come up that they can talk to in public. This is also the card of someone who's not half as smart as they think they are, and I think this is the card of, on the Republic side, I think it's Republicans sitting behind going, oh, we can do this and we can do that, and try and sabotage it. If they do, it's not going to work. This is just for this week, remember. In the immediate future this week, which is like in the first couple of days, the Chariot, things are going to get off to a flying start. This is going to happen quickly, and it's going to provide a couple of victories for one of the sides. Don't know whether that's Democrat or Republican. I might do a clarifier on that a little bit later. Now, in the environment around the hearings, 3 of Pentacles, dirty money. Dirty money is going to come up. It's going to come up, and it's going to come up big time. It's just going to, yeah, dirty money, spoiled money, despoiled. It's going to come up, and it's going to come up big time. That's in the environment. It's just in the environment all the time. People thinking about money, what they're gaining. You know, looking at what the question is, of course, what Trump would gain by withholding the aid. What he wanted from withholding the aid, and that's, of course, the big question about the money. What people see a government and administration who have sold them out. Left them out in the cold, sold them out. They've sold them out to Putin, to Erdogan, to the Saudis, to China. This administration, people generally see an administration that sold them out. What's the fear for the hearings? The fear is that people are going to be disappointed with what they hear. Again, that comes back to the bottom of the deck where it saw the dissatisfaction. The fear is that they're not going to be too happy. They want more. So they're not going to be happy with what they're hearing. And what's the hope? The hope is that it's going to bring about, that this week in the hearings, it's going to bring about the end of Trump and the end to the Trump administration, the end to Trumpism. We're a little bit away from that yet, even though that is their hope. It's going to be the outcome for this week with the hearings. The star, more hope. People are going to come out of this week's hearing at the end of the week feeling more hopeful about Trump going. What's the word of warning for this situation? The word of warning is things are going to come at you, at the public, very, very quickly. Things are going to happen like this. And you might miss something that might lead you to be a bit disappointed or a bit dissatisfied. You might miss something. So watch carefully. Okay? Watch carefully. Watch it all carefully. Take it in. And also, yeah, if you do miss something, well, you know, it will be brought up again at a later date. What's the word of solace? The Empress. This is the US for me. Oh, quite often it's not. Some people say as the US is up, but this is the US. I think this is the word of solace for the readings, for the hearings for this week, is that America is going to come out of it feeling better, feeling more hopeful. It's not going to cause the big change that they hope for, but again, most people who've been watching me and watching my videos with Trump will know that every tower that appears is just another bit of the foundation being chipped away. So even though it's not going to create the big cataclysmic change they want, it's going to add towards the tower collapsing. Now, what I'm going to do is get a clarifier on the Chariot. Who's the victory for? I'll just put that cup there. What's underneath? The Eight of Cups, people walking away. Yeah, big change. There might be a change in some people's views. Some people might start walking away, not from the process, but from from Trump, sorry. And that's going to start adding towards the change. But who is this victory for? Is it a victory, or is it just things are going to get off to a flying start? Ten of Swords. Wow. It's definitely a victory that's going to leave someone feeling stabbed in the back and adding towards the end of something. As tens are about the finishing of a certain cycle, of a cycle finishing. Someone's going to come out of it feeling victorious, and someone's going to, and the weight of evidence is going to be piercing Donald Trump. I think this victory will be the Democrats. It's just going to be, it's not an end yet. It's the beginning of the end, I think. and that's what this indicates, and this indicates they all indicate the beginning of the end. These trials going public, or these hearings going public. Anyway, my darling footprinters, that is my reading on the impeachment hearings for the coming week, which is the week starting Monday the 11th of November. That is also Remembrance Day in the Commonwealth countries. I don't know if it's a Remembrance Day in the US, but in the Commonwealth countries, Canada, UK, Australia, it's Remembrance Day, marking the armistice, and I think it is in the US. The US were in World War I, but it marks the armistice in the end of World War I. So please spare a thought for those people who have given their lives defending their country and their beliefs both before and after the Great War, and just honour them whatever way you feel like doing it, whether it's with a moment's silence or buying a poppy or whatever. Nobody wants war. Nobody in their right mind wants war, and whatever you might gain from war is truly outweighed by what you lose. So thank you very much. Love you all, and I'll see you at the next reading.